Hey, sorry about that. Good morning, YouTube. I forgot to hit the YouTube button, the record button. Hey, I am I am so sorry about that. We're doing a live in, Facebook in the group, and I'm using, this awesome, software OBS, and which is, by the way, is totally free. You can go to www.obs.com. It's open broadcast source, software, and it's a basic broadcast, software. It lets you stream. It lets you. I guess I heard from Roller the other day that it helps. Excuse me, or not helps, but pardon me. It lets you, if you want to do a live, podcast, you can do that. You're on one screen, and your guest is on, the other. And I personally, I don't know how to do it. It would be something I need to, learn to do. But anyways, Roller was playing around. He's dude, you can do this. So that is, so awesome. Anyways, we started a new show right over on YouTube. Let me downsize this. We're recording for YouTube. We're streaming live to the group, and then I have Audacity, my audio software going. So we're recording for the podcast as well, which is C10 America Talks. We're over on Spotify, and guys, our podcast is worldwide, and that is so cool. And just turning 80,000, we turned to 80,000 yesterday. I looked at, the numbers right prior to going live, guys. We are at 80.1 thousand. We're over 80,000 members here in the group. How cool is that? I think, that right there in itself, that is going to be big on getting advertisers and, sponsor. Let me let me turn this off. I don't like, something flashing. I got this flashing here. That's okay, but if I have something else right here, so but no, we're this morning. Boom, we broke over the 80,000 mark. So that's awesome. We're over 80,000 right here in the group. That's so cool. Anyways, guys, if I can, I want to talk briefly about. I'm still working on it, but I'll be writing for 6 months. It takes a while to write a book, get all the memories, all the everything you went through to remember and put it down on paper. This is my wife's book, and I like this size. It's 8 inches tall by 5.5 wide. So this will be the size of my book. I was trying to size the cover and do a cover for it. I gotta find out what I want to put on the side here. But far as the name is the grind. I wanted something unique, something catchy, something that kind of stuck out and something that was, you know, it was a grind getting right here at the over 80,000 in the group. And the book will be about, the group and about, you know, the magazine is the story behind C10 America. So how C10 America evolved and came to be, it's all going to be here in the book. You can get the book, you can read it front cover to back cover, and it'll make you laugh, it'll probably make you upset, maybe make you even cry. But it's going to be from my heartfelt emotions and, experience, real life, true life experiences, in, the book. Now, we are hooking up a publishing, company. So after we get this written, we have to put out some money to the publishing company to write the book, or I mean to print, the book. We'll write it and print the book, and then for the regular paperback copies, the regular copies, we'll take it and we'll send you guys a link, and then you go over to our publisher and you get the book. And we're still playing around with the price and all that, but it'll be one price. You go over there, you get it, they ship it out to you guys, and then me as a author, I'm allowed to buy like copies that cost myself, and then if I want to mark them up and sell them. So I'm looking at buying probably 100 copies. All 100 copies. I'm gonna take an autograph and throw a sticker in here with the autograph, and every book that I sell, the 100 autographed ones will have a personal note right inside the book. So that is gonna be so cool. And every night for probably 6 months, I'll be right back there on that table back there, writing my heart out, writing all the ups, all the downs. I have stories about the other magazine company that I was with, and I have stories about people that told me you can't do it, in a roundabout way. They kind of put obstacles in my way, thinking that I wouldn't be able to do this or I wouldn't be able to do that. So, all that stuff will be in, the book. Will be right in for probably 6 months. So, I took and I wanted to do, 150 pages is, kind of the norm for a normal book, I heard, like a little basic, kind of book. And so I wanted to find out how many chapters within, that 150 page book. And then I found out, well, 15 chapters there is. And then, in that, you got to account for how many pages within, the chapters. So I did my homework on, that. And that right there, that came out to about 10 pages per chapter, 15 chapters, 150 pages. in the book. And yes, if you're wondering, we're going to have a downloadable version. It'll be over on, the website, www.c10americamagazine.com. You can head over there. You can download it after it's all ready. And, cool thing is, I got other people that want to be in issue number 9. I got one person for sure that is looking at a metal feature. I have another person that might. And I'm pretty much telling everybody that, if you're looking at doing maybe a metal print, a show board, a metal feature, because a metal feature is different than a metal print. Metal print is, here, I'll show you. Metal print is like these right down here, just a picture of your truck. Now, a metal feature is, right here. This here is what we call a metal feature. This size is, 11 by 14. If you're a member, then you get this size for $99. Normally they're, 125 for this size, but if you're a member in the group and you're chosen to be in the magazine, then you're able to purchase a metal feature right here. And it takes 2 weeks to get. Now, if you're not a member and you're not chosen for the magazine, you can't get a metal feature. You can get a metal print and, like that COE right there on the carpet behind me. That is, the same size, but it is an actual, picture we shot like probably about 3-4 years ago. And cool thing is we can use, any of your photos. And, if you think about it, guys, our magazine is pretty much based on, your your photography, your photo skills. If you're like, my wife, my dad, myself, we have tons and tons of photos on our phone. We're almost always snapping pics. And now I know you guys are, like that. You guys out there on YouTube, then people listening on the podcast, C10 America Talks. I did not forget about you guys. I know you're out there listening. And, if you guys want to listen, go to Spotify.com where, Joe Rogan and, all the other awesome podcasters are. We're over there too. And it's so cool to be over there and be a podcaster, all that stuff. But anyways, if you're looking at getting a metal print, metal feature, a show board, then I would, if I was you, I would get in soon, because I just did a card for Dad, and we're going to be getting that over to, a friend of ours and all that. And so, car show season, truck show season is, starting to, well, heck, it's right at our heels. It's nipping at the heels. And we're going to only get busier and busier. You see all those right there? Those are metal prints, just like these right here. They're, I think, from issue number 8. So if you were in any issue from number 1 to number 8 and you want a metal feature, whatever size, we do 3 sizes. We do 11 by 14. We'll do a 16 by 20. And then we do, the big one, 20 by 30. Now, I know, some guys, in their shop and all that, they only have a limited amount of, space on the wall, especially if you guys go to, these, car shows and you win pretty much all the time you go. You got trophies, you got plaques. So I can see you might not have, the room. So, if you don't have the room, get the small one. If you have, enough room, get the big one. So, and they're awesome. They come in 2 weeks from the time you tell us you want it, from the time you pay for the metal print. We mock it up for you. You look at it, you like it, then we bill you for it. And from the time we send it over to print, 2 weeks, pretty much in 2 weeks till you guys get them. And we send them over to print. They'll check them before they send them to us. They come to me. I open them up carefully, look at them, do the quality control here, because I don't like, my prints getting out there and something being wrong with them. I rather double check them myself so I know when they leave here, they leave the studio, they're good to go. And, we have no issues on them. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take and get right into it, shall we? I want to say a big shout out to Boss Hog Torque Converters. They're located at 2817 East Avalon Avenue, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, 35661 zip code. We're 35661. Their phone number is 888-267-7464. Number again, you want to give them a little ringy dingy. Area code 888, toll free, 267-7464. Then we'll head right down to yesterday's 50s diner. They're located at 305 West US Highway 380, Bridgeport, Texas. That is 76426. 76426 zip code. If you want to give them a little ring and, call down there, maybe, you know what? I would do that because Matt and the guys down there, they would love to hear from you guys. And, if you guys tell them you heard them or you saw their ad on, the live here, that would be so cool. That would help us out and let them know that we're definitely talking about them here on, the live. That would be awesome. Anyways, they're located at 305 West US Highway 380, Bridgeport, Texas 76426. Phone number 683-6620. That number again, 940-683-6620. 6620. And then we have, I love these guys. They do an awesome job on builds and restoring cars and trucks. I mean, their shop is it's freaking awesome. Like I went there for a shoot, and Aaron and the guys and the girls of the office, they're awesome. They take their shirts right off their back for you. They're very, very, humble, down to earth, and I can't say, you know, that much, more about them. They're awesome people. Anyways, that's Loaded Dice Speed Shop. They're located at 6831 Ash ASH Street, Frisco, Texas. That is 6831 Ash ASH Street, Frisco, Texas. If you want, you can email them. Go right ahead. That's garage at loadeddicespeedshop.com. Garage at loadeddicespeedshop.com. Their zip code is 75034. 75034 zip code. So if you're trying to look for it somewhere, maybe you're driving over there right now, you're listening to us, and you're driving over there, you can put that zip code in and definitely find it. Their phone number is 214-705-6442. That number again, 214-705-6442. So anyways, if you can, go ahead and, give them, a call, or, stop by there. I think they're open today. I think they're probably closed, on Monday or whatever, but they're probably good to go and, open. I want to say big shout out to, today's featured sponsor. Big shout out to my buddy Jay Pruitt out there over at Trucks USA. I love you, man. Thank you for sending all those decals in for that table back there. You rock, man. And everybody that sent in stickers and decals. If you know me, I love stickers. I love decals. I got them all over, the table right here, the table up front here, and that table right back there. That back there, I did not clear it yet. I did not put my polyurethane on it yet. These two I have, but that one I have not yet. And, I'll probably do that in, a couple months when I slow down. And, dude, guys, I got to tell you, I think C10 America it's right on the verge of exploding. And why do I say that? Because, guys, we're over 80,000 members in the group. If you think about it, guys, we started the group December 9th, 2022 with 0 members. And we grew it to what it has now become, over 80,000. That is so cool. And I think I found the secret sauce when it comes to growing your group. And that is consistent. And we've been doing, these videos and, lives for count 'em, 3 years. And, probably overall, I've been doing lives for about 11 years, 6 years with Busted Rod and Truck magazine with, the one that me and Dad, founded and all that. And then 3 years with, this. And then before this, I know 6, 7, 8, 9. That's only 9 there. But, the other years were, myself as, Texas rich, photography before I even started the magazine, Busted, before, C10 America. But, overall, I think, 11 years. And to be honest and, transparent, we try and always be honest with you. And we try and always be, the best at being transparent with you right here in the group, because I hate it when people aren't that way to, me personally, or, us as a company, and you can't run a company and not be that, So it's a blessing to have, over 20,000 here in the group, growing from, nothing. Really, if you think about it, only an idea, and then, kind of driving home that idea, and keep, we kept focusing on, the end, goal. And we got, 80,000. That is remarkable. And it's all because, you guys out there, my wife, my family, my dad, my friends, and of course, the members that support us and believe in us. And, I know one thing that throws everybody off when they go to, approve, or, not approve, but when they go to sign up for the group, and they go to click on, saying, about the group, like, what's the word? What is the word? Anyways, when they want to be a member, they want to be, a member. What is that? Man, I'm drawing a blank here. Anyways, everybody that joins, they need to, click, the rules of not approve. What is that word? That is gonna be with me, all day here. But anyways, they have to agree. Thank you, Lord. Agree to, the rules. There it is, right there. And we have some people that don't agree to, the rules. And if you don't agree to our rules in the group, you're gone. We're not going to say, why did you not agree to the rules? No, none of that. We're not here to hold your hand. And so yeah, pretty much it's what it is, it's real life, here. And I think Bobby said it good for, for like every action, there's a reaction, or, something like that. So anyways, we had some people not, agree to, the rules, but hey, that's okay. So anyways, just if you're joining, agree to, the rules. We won't even look at, the post you're looking at putting up or the comment if number one, you don't agree to, the rules. Then, you know, our thinking is, why should we look at the post if, somebody won't, agree to, the rules? So whatever, that's kind of water under the bridge, now. But I want to say a big shout out to Connor's Car Show right over here in, Keller. That Ty Gentman, Lydia Gentman, Braden, Elizabeth, and yes, I did not forget you, Rudy, over there. Early on this year and late last year, the hot rod community lost an awesome man and lost an awesome, dad, husband, uncle, brother, son, father, best friend to everybody that he was best friends with. Ty Gentman, he left us a great legacy about how it is to treat other people. And if I can, I want to follow in Ty's footsteps. I want to be a better person like he was. And you could be having the worst day possible, but if your path came across, Ty's path, you would walk away with a smile on your face. That man was always smiling, no matter what he was going through, what it was, a good day, bad day, he was always smiling. And he always made it like it was about you. It wasn't about him. You were, the main thing. When he was talking, to you, he was all in. There was nobody. Ty was a good listener, and not only would he listen, but he would produce results. You can see that by Connor's Car Show. He had everything down on his laptop in PowerPoint, and the entire show was a PowerPoint presentation that he would give all, the volunteers for the show whenever they got ready for the show. He had everything dialed in, from parking to vendors to where people took the money to where the booths went, everything. We're going to miss Ty, but you know what? He left us, the template of a great show, and we're going to add on to it. And, if anybody from, the Connor camp is listening, my wife, my dad, and myself, we all still want to be a part of that. And for 11 great years, we want to keep that going, keep that mojo going. And, if there's anything we can do, we want to promote it. We totally want to, promote it. Anyways, I want to say a big shout out to my buddy, Johnny Blender. I should say world famous Johnny Blender. Excuse me. You ask why? I'll tell you why. Excuse me. He owns, a little thing called the Edge Radio US.com. It's his online radio station, and he plays, old rock and roll, classic rock and roll, all that. I like to say, sometimes I pick fun, and I say, he's spinning the tunes and, the torque wrench. Well, this guy is very talented at what he does, and He's over in Louisiana in his shop. I think the guy is retired because, me and Roller don't have, that much time. We wanted a radio station, but we have a podcast. That's okay. That's a smaller version of a radio. And pretty much, I rather have a podcast than, a big, station. Anyways, I need to say a big shout out to, I met her. She's a great friend. I met her right here on Facebook in the group. Put her in, I think, issue number 5, I believe. Her name is Wendy McLeod. Wendy and her husband, they do a little thing called the Rusty Rods and Rust Car Show. The Rusty Rods and Rust Car Show. And their last show was October 11th, 2025, a year ago, right down in Newark, Texas. And we couldn't get down there. We had a little small thing, like a wedding to plan. And we had a, big move from, across town. Right now, we're like 5 minutes away from Dad, on the same street. So all I do is go out that street, boom, go up, and my dad's, already. So that is, awesome. But I told Wendy, I said, you know what? We definitely want to come to your show. How about next year? We'll come out there, and she wants us to bring, the booth out there, and that's all good and cool because, big shout out going out to Scott, going out to Roller. They took in early, sometime middle part of last year, they came together and they got us a brand new 10 by 10, canopy, and it has C10 America on the top, on the sides, and on the back wall. And so everybody is gonna see that when we're at the show. And dude, guys, right now, since we're over 80,000 in the group and all that, I'm almost scared to think or scared to see what the reaction is gonna be for our booth out there at shows. And that is gonna be, well, I'm not really scared. I'm scared in a good way. I just want to see the reaction. We had told people before that we're coming out to a show, but we had no signage. We had nothing up. We only had a booth. And so, they probably came out, looking for something, that said C10 America, and they didn't see anything. So, boom, they thought, hey, well, they're not here. They kept going. But now we had, the logo on the booth, and I'm looking at maybe getting 2 tablecloths that are red that have the logo on them. And then I don't know if you guys saw, but they're like big flags, that stand up by your booth, at the shows, and they're way down with the weights and all that, so the wind don't come and blow them away. So I'm gonna get 2 flags later on, 2 tablecloths to add to the booth that Scott and Roller got us. And thank you guys. We love you guys for doing that. supporting us so we can, go out there and, support all you guys and gals with, these awesome, trucks and all that. And I think on Friday morning, I'm gonna do something different on, the live on Friday morning, and I'll have, the studio phone hooked up. So, so if you tune in on Friday, we'll probably do maybe an hour and a half, maybe on Friday, and we'll have the studio phone, hooked up, and then we'll take and we'll play, or put up the studio line. So, if you want to be on the show on Friday, you can call in and, be on it. So something new I want to try and see, how it works. And maybe if you bought a metal print from us or been in the magazine or a metal feature or a show board, we want to hear from you guys. And, on Friday, I'll hook that phone up. This one right here. This is how I tell everybody is in, the group. I'm not like Johnny Carlson and, pulling a card out of the hat. I have, the old phone here, right here, and it shows me Scott's still in here watching. Dad's in here watching. And then, hey, what's up? Kevin Dickey's in here. How you doing? Kevin says 80,000. Yes, sir. We're finally, well, no. We're over 80,000 right here in, the group. So, Kevin, you can't say 80,000 no more. You got to say we're over 80,000. We're 80.1. We don't say 80.1. It sounds better if you say we're over 80,000. So that's what, the wife said this morning. She's like, you're not 80,000, you're over 80,000. You can use that when you try and get new, sponsors for, the magazine. So, yes, I think so. Anyways, I want to read the rundown, the car show rundown real quick here. We have a show coming up on October 3rd. It's a White Buffalo Wheels car show put on by our buddy Scott Stout. Right down there in awesome Snyder. That's October 3rd coming up. Big shout out to David Molina and Dale Turnbow. They own a little thing called the Rat Pack Car Club and Car Show. It's more like, Scott told me, it's more like a family than a car club because, all the brothers, sisters, it's like everybody really, getting along with that. Anyways, it's down in Gale. Is half hour, I think, east of, Snyder. It's May 16th, 2026. And then we have, the C10 Nationals back here in Texas. That's on May 8th and May 9th, right up here at the Motor Speedway here in Texas, Fort Worth, up there. Then we have the, C10 Slowdown. That'll be out there in California. My buddy Mike Leonard, who is our, announcer guy for, the podcast. I love his voice. And that's one thing. I loved his truck to go in the magazine. Then we became real good friends. And then after I heard his voice, I'm like, dude, do you want to do some recording for me? Do you want to be the official voice of, the podcast? And he said yes, and I'm glad he did because, dude, he has, that radio voice. If you shut your eyes and you listen, dude, this guy can read a whole novel, and all you do is listen with your eyes shut, and you can picture, you're aware, or at the place that he's talking about in the novel. I mean, he has a voice, so I told him, I'm like, dude, you need to get into maybe, on the side. I know he's a vice president at work right now, but, I said maybe on the side for extra, casheronis, you need to do, some like voiceovers or, something like that. And then I need to say a big shout out to C10's in the park. C10's in the park put on by my buddy Terry Hill out there in Waxahachie. I'm going to get Terry on, the phone. We're going to, get him on, the podcast, talk to him, all that stuff, and kind of pick his brain, about the show, and all that. But that right there is your car show rundown for, today, February 18th. We're at 9:46 right here. If I can, want to talk briefly about my buddies over at Sweet Patina. These guys rock over at, Sweet Patina. Blake and his dad. I still need to need to find out Blake's dad. I'm tired of just saying Blake and his dad. I don't think that is, it'll be better. I'll get his dad's name, and then, I can say Blake and Jim, Blake and Mark, But anyways, keep it here to, the group, because I want to make Sweet Patina the patina product of, the group and all that. Stay tuned for that. We might be going out to, their warehouse. I might take, the mics out there and, the camera to do a podcast and, all that. Anyways, I want to say thank you. Give, a couple of shout outs to, a couple, few people here. Dan, Anthony, and Kathy Jackson. Thank you for everything you guys sent, last year. I'll get more into it, tomorrow with the, more time. Scott Stout and Roller, thank you. I'll get more into everything, details tomorrow. Brad, pardon me, the nose. Thank you to Brad Gardner, Iron Carriers, Jay Pruitt, today's featured sponsor, Dale Turnbow, David Molina, and just, big heartfelt thank you to, everybody that, sent, stuff in a year ago. That is, so, awesome. Anyways, guys, I want to say a big shout out to Speed Tech Performance. Speed Tech Performance, they are the first guys that advertised inside of me and Dad's Busted Rod and Truck magazine. And we started this back in 2018. And it was hard to get advertising, kind of like pulling teeth, being, the new kid on the block, trying to, say, hey, I'm here and make a name for yourself, and they took and they opened the door for, Dad and myself to advertise. And I think it took 4 times. Dad went there 3 times. They said no. Went there a 4th time, and they advertised. So a big shout out to, Keith and JR. We love you guys for, becoming, the first advertiser in the magazine. That's awesome. They're located at 5950 Airport Freeway, suite number 400, Haltom City, Texas, 76177, Highway 121 and Carson Avenue. That is 76177, zip code, Highway 121 and Carson. If you want, you can give them a ringy dingy at 682-647-0012. That number again, 682-647-0012. And let's see here, 950. They're a full service shop and showroom. Superchargers, forced induction, performance brakes and suspension, race fuel and methanol, American V8 muscle, late model and classics, performance dyno tuning, and carbureted or, fuel injected. These guys are, freaking awesome at, what they do. Guys, if you're not signed up yet, this, I think, is issue number 7. We're into 9. We're working on 9, but issue number 8 is out. If you want a copy, you want to sign up for the magazine, you're a member, contact me down below. Put in member 5, just member 5. What it does, 2 things. It lets us know you're a member, and it lets us know to bill you $5 for a year for this awesome magazine. I know, other people are competitors out there. They're, it seems like, they're, a lot more money than, we are. Well, they have, other overhead expenses, all that, and we don't really have, all the overhead, so we can keep our price kind of down low. And it's kind of better being an online magazine where I can add as many pages as I need to or subtract as many as I want to. And being paper, you can do that, but there's a bigger process behind it. And of course, big process, you got to pay for the more pages you want. It's not free. And, you don't get it because you're good looks and a beard. I'm just joking there. So you don't get it because you don't have money. If you have money, then you can probably add as many pages as your wallet could hold, So anyways, guys, we took and we made a awesome sticker pack. We put them over on, the website, www.c10americamagazine.com. That is www.c10americamagazine.com. I took, and these are the first decals that I designed. Can you believe that? I designed these decals 3 years ago. They're 3 years old. And then, the wife and dad said, hey, you should think about maybe putting them together, maybe making a sticker pack. So, I'm a great idea. Let's do that. So I did that. Now that pack is for sale for $10 over on the website, but I had some extra busted decals. So I took this and I threw it in the sticker pack, and then we have another C10 America Stars decal, and I put that, in the mix. So it went from a 4-pack to a 5-pack to a 6-pack, and not the kind you drink, the kind you get in the mail to you. So, anyways, these are, available over on, the website. Get that here in a minute. For only, $10. And I tell you what, for, the next 10 people to go over and get a sticker pack, I'm going to give you a free sign up for 1 year for the magazine. So all you need to do is go over there, get a sticker pack. It's only $10. And be sure when you sign up, be sure you sign up over on the website before checkout. Put your email in there, because I get an email that said, you went over there and got a sticker pack. If I have no email, then I can't contact you for, your free subscription. Normally if we're selling like a physical item, we get the address so we can ship it to you. If we're sending you a magazine, we need your email so we can email you a link to the magazine, where to go to download it and, get it. Anyways, what time we at? 9:57. Anyways, guys, I want to just plug my buddy's, show. Not going to really tell you all about it, but it is, the Breakfast Car Cruising and Show, April 11th. Pardon me. April 11th, 2026. It's put on by my buddy Bobby C. Sorry, I don't have time to talk about everything. Need to get out of here a little after 10. But his phone number, you can call him, get more info. 765 area code 271-5034. That number again, 765-271-5034. And you know what? I think I have this in, the computer. I can take it and post it again for you guys in the group, so you can make sure you, check, that out. Anyways, guys, I want to say big shout out to my buddy Tom Abel. He printed issue number 1 for us and issue number, 2 for us. And he's really old school, and he likes, paper within his, fingers, all that. He likes online too, but he loves, paper even more. I think Dad and myself, we really like the magazine because, yeah, I think it's more like an interactive base, and pretty much, the magazine is based off, all you guys and gals out there. You send us 15 to 20, pictures of your truck, and two paragraphs, one of you, one of, the truck. When we choose you guys, and I pretty much want to say, once you're chosen for, the magazine C10 America, I would I would take, and I would have your photos, 15 to 20 of them, ready to go, and I would have your, if you ever want to be in our magazine, I would just say, save some time, because I know, things happen in life. We need to go to the doctor. We have, maybe the truck in the garage. We have snow, around us. Maybe we can't pull the truck out and get photos of it. If you're thinking about, maybe trying to get your truck in the magazine, every 2 months we put up, we're looking for trucks. I put up just probably recently, I was looking for 20 trucks for issue number 9. And that post got 96.4 thousand eyeballs on it, views on it. We got over 635 submissions from you guys out there that wanted. We had 600 and something people that wanted to be in the magazine. And now we can't put them all in the magazine at one time, but we can do it kind of like an ant eats an elephant, one bite at a time, one truck at a time. 20 total trucks going into each, issue, and, all that. Hey guys, we're at 10:01, so we'll probably go until 10:02 here, and then we'll get out of here. And, I need to start my day and, get my day going here. I want to say a big shout out to my buddy Roller from Colorado. He got us a 1-minute prayers guide for men right here. So here we go. We're reading from page 255. It says, the poor, and it says, God remembers, and it says, Cornelius answered, 4 days ago I was in my house praying at this hour at 3 in the afternoon, and said, Cornelius, God has heard your prayer and remembered your gifts to the poor. Acts 10:30-31. Acts 10:30-31. It's under God remembers. And it says, Cornelius answered, 4 days ago, I was in my house praying at this hour at 3 in the afternoon. Suddenly, a man in shiny clothes stood before me. He said, Cornelius, God has heard your prayer and remembered your gifts to the poor. You know what? I cannot believe I was reading this and I did not see, that sentence. Oh my gosh. That is so weird. And it's weird in a good way. You see that sign right back there? you can barely see it, but it says recording on it. It's my recording sign. The only way to turn that thing on is with a remote, and there's no on and off, behind it, only on and off on the remote, right? I turn that on, sometime, but, the day that I was having like a bad day, maybe a month ago, and so I decided to pray to God, about it. And one thing I asked God is, I said, God, show me a sign. Please show me a sign. I might be stupid and, dumb, about certain things, but God, show me a sign, please. And I had went out to get a drink or, something out in the kitchen, and I came back, right? And as soon as I opened, that door, no joke, no joke, I opened that door, that light came on. And now if I'm ever late to come in, the studio by like a minute or whatever, that light comes on. That's so weird. It was like giving me goosebumps. And I think that light right there is, my my cell phone to, God right back there, that light. Because, it lit up when I prayed, a month ago, having a bad day, show me a sign, boom, it comes on when I come back in here. And this morning, when I came into my studio, dude, it was not on, okay? Because I came in here, I woke up and got out of the shower about maybe 4:45, 4:47, and I started a new show that I do over on YouTube. It's called The Morning Wake Up Call. You guys should go listen to it and check it out. I talk about, coming over on here, and, I'm going to make that totally different than, the live, right here. But when I walked into, the studio, I try and go not live. I try and do my recording right at 5 o'clock. So at I think 4:57, I sat down. 4:47, I got out of, the shower. I was in here by 4:57, ready to start my recording for YouTube. That was not on. I go until 6 o'clock, and then I have to walk out, my wife, and I take my dog out to go pee. So we went out there and we did that. Then I came back in here, and when I came back in here, I opened the door, boom, that light was on. And it's almost like saying, okay, well, you needed to do what you did. Now you need to get your job, started, here in the group. You have, a lot of stuff to do. So, boom, you need to get to it, So that is why I'm having not a hard time with this, but where it was weird. I overlooked, that one sentence, and then when I read it again, I caught it. But I don't know why I read over it. I mean, plainly it is right here in the book. It's weird, but it's God. It's worth reading again. It says, the poor God remembers. Cornelius answered, 4 days ago, I was in my house praying at this hour at 3 in the afternoon. Suddenly, a man in shining clothes stood before me and said, Cornelius, God has heard your prayer and remembered your gifts to the poor. Acts 10:30-31. Now, that is pretty heavy there, I might add. And then, the other night, the wife, Miss Terry, and myself, we were about to go to bed, go to sleep, and we heard like a big crash or a big, bang. It was almost like somebody shut a door. It wasn't nobody upstairs. It wasn't nobody, beside us. It sounded like it was in the front room. And it was weird. We came out, we looked, we turned all the lights on. We went into, my studio, the bathroom is right there. So if you see me walking that way sometimes after, the live, I'm not walking into a wall, duh. I'm walking into my bathroom right there, and there's a hallway that goes all the way down. So if I want, I can keep this door here locked, walk in the bathroom, go down the hall, turn the corner, and go out to, the kitchen. So it's pretty cool. So anyways, tomorrow we'll be on page 257. We'll still be under, the poor. And it says, open my ears, Lord. Open my ears, Lord. Still be reading under, the poor. And then we got 6 months of writing to do. And as soon as we get done, I'll be promoting this, all the time. Here we have over 80,000 members. So that's awesome. If you guys just joined in on that, I'll be writing a book about, C10 America, about, the group. I'll be writing, about all the, experiences, all the way, through right, now. So anyways, be sure to, check that out. And we'll keep you guys updated, and I can only do what I can. I'm a man in a one-man band. So anyways, I love you guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you tomorrow. And then Friday, it'll be Call-In Friday, where maybe I'll make some Call-In Friday. So it'll be Call-In Friday, coming on Friday. We love you guys. Have a great, day. And we'll talk to you guys soon. We'll see you tomorrow. Go change somebody's mind. We love you. I love you. And we'll see you guys soon. Take care.
I started with a frame, just a pile of steel, rust on my hands, but a vision that's real. Long nights in the shop, sparks lighting the air, Every bolt I tighten says I'm halfway there, knowing that my vision is starting to appear, in hopes that I make the cover of C10 America magazine. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shines under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, my C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. A fresh coat of paint, that green candy apple glow, 20-inch wheels hitting every truck show. Crowd gathers round, cameras start to click. This ain't just a truck, it's my C10 America magazine dream. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shining under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, my C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. From swap meets to highways, every mile I roll, this C10 Chevy tells my story, every dent, every goal. I hope and I pray the editors are watching one day and put me on the cover of C10 America magazine. And they will realize this truck's more than metal to me. It's my C10 dream. I'm building my C10 dream. The chrome shines under the lights. Do I lay it low or lift it high? Man, this C10 dream feels so right. From the garage to the show, rolling proud and clean, in hopes that one day I'll make the cover of C10 America magazine. So here's to the builders, the grinders, the crews, to every C10 dreamer with a vision so true. I hope and I pray that maybe someday my truck will be on the cover of C10 America magazine. But until that day, my truck's gonna gleam. I will keep wrenching and chasing my C10 America magazine dream.
Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Go change somebody's day for the better. We love you. Take care.